Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? I miss you all. It's been almost 2 weeks since the last time I posted a video. Wow, I knew that in my last video I took a rest for a week because I was feeling overwhelmed. But right after that week, I was very hectic. And I also took a leave from work to process some documents. I had to travel 2 hours away from home, and then I went to see my friends and also see the movie adaptation of the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So, if you guys have watched it, I would love to talk with you about this one. And so yeah, this is why this video is so late again. I am socially drained and physically exhausted, and I really tried to be consistent, but I think Burr months, especially November and December, is so hectic. So I think I might not be consistent still. Hopefully maybe around January. So yeah, I'm back with another video because 2024 is just around the corner, which is so crazy. While I was taking this video, it's already November 30th, and I'm panicking because I thought there's still 31st of November, but oh my god, tomorrow is December 1 already, and I have so much tasks to do. Can you believe how fast the time went by? It's so crazy. That was insane, right? But yeah, I hope I'm still not yet behind because I'm still about to set up my setup for 2024. As you see here, they still look fresh. But I'm gonna talk to you in this video about my 2024 journals, what journals I will use, what's their purpose, how I'll use them. And I suspect that this video might be long than usual, so I would have to probably cut them into 2 to 3 parts. So yeah, if you want to join me, please do so. I'm gonna talk a lot in this video, I swear. I have so much energy. And I'm very excited to set it up. So as you can see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 journals, and these are all the journals that I plan to use for 2024. And I hope that I will not add more. I actually tried to add, I mean, to make it less than this year because I felt like I used so much journals this year, and I wanted next year to make it more functional. So that's why these are the only ones I will use next year. First one here is the Kinbo. This is, by the way, the first time I will use big brands, and one of them is Kinbo. Many people have said that Kinbo is a good dupe of Hobonichi. So if you're someone have like limited budget, I would say that Kinbo is a really good dupe. I love the pages. I'm gonna talk more about this, but this journal is mainly for my memory keeping, and I love the size. It's very handy. I have never really used A6 before, but I like how handy they are. Another one is the Hobonichi A6 plain notebook. Wow, it's already dirty from the ink. I think it's from my fountain pen. But as you can see here, a little bit of comparison. As you can see, clearly, Kinbo is, it has more pages. The pages are also thicker compared to Hobonichi, which is a little bit surprising. And I did some pen tests in here, as you can see. Yeah, look at that. It there is a trace, but not very visible. And if you look at the Hobonichi, as you can see, it's more visible, I think. Let's see if I can differentiate them here. Mm, yeah, as you can see, right? Hobonichi is much more visible. So I think that's one of the factors that you need to consider in the future. And Kinbo has really more pages and lesser price than Hobonichi. Wait, okay, so this is for memory keeping and this one is for my reading journal. I'm gonna explain why I chose this size later on. And this one, I think you are already familiar of this. I have this for this year. I use it for my daily journaling, but I started commonplacing this year, and I really like the system. I think it will work for me. So that's why I wanted to give it a try next year. And also, oh my God, I'm very excited about this one. This is my first ever Hobonichi Techo cousin. And my gosh, I have so much thoughts about this journal that I want to share with you all. I have many opinions of this one, and it took me so long to decide to pick this. So I'm gonna talk about it more later. And this one, oh my gosh, I love the color. I love the design. And look how white the pages are. I think they're ivory white. And this is mainly for my faith journaling. I will set them all up one by one and will make a video and talk more in detail how I will use them. But yeah, we will just put it aside for now, because the first one that we will talk about, which is the star of my lineup, is this Hobonichi Techo cousin. I will set it up and design this book or this journal using these pet stickers. I ordered this one from online, so I will use them. And I really like them. I love how cute it is. And the designs are also so adorable and perfect for me because I love coffee. But to design my journals, I want to make it as simple as possible. I don't want to design it so much. Again, I think last time I talked about how I don't want to put so much stickers, and also this cousin, people have said that it gets chunky over time because it's really thick, you all, because of the daily pages. So, and also some people say that sometimes the binding might come off. So I think I need to be a little bit more mindful of the amount of stickers that I'll use. And this is the main reason why I want to use these pet stickers, because not only they're cute but they're also very light. So I will design my journals, especially the cover pages, while I talk how I come up with the decision and how stressful it was. And after that, I will, at the end of the video, I will make a flip through and discuss how I will use them for next year. Okay, let's start. First of all, can I just say, please, how stressful it was to decide what Hobonichi to get? It was my first time, And I had to do a lot of research and watch many YouTube videos and follow people on Instagram to really understand the different types of Hobonichi planners, their functions. And on top of that, of course, I had to think carefully about the planner that would really suit me and my needs. So if you are also someone who is new in the Hobonichi, I think the first one or the first thing that you need to do is look at the different kinds of Hobonichi and maybe find one that really works for you. I knew that in their website you can find their, I think they made like an article, the different types of or layouts and sizes of Hobonichi. So I think you might want to check on that before buying your first ever Hobonichi. So yeah, it took me so long to decide. I had to think a lot about it, and it stresses me out, to be honest. And I had to weigh in, I think, the advantages and the disadvantages. So let's talk about things that I don't like about the cousin. So one reason I didn't want to get the cousin is because, first of all, how intimidating it looks. So intimidating, specifically the weeklies and the daily section. So later on I will show you the weekly pages section. So the weekly pages section, it contains like a 24-hour time schedule. Like there's a timeline that covers a full day from 5 a.m. to 4 a.m. And yes, it allows users to records any and all plans in one day, but it looks very intimidating for me because I don't know exactly how to use them or maximize them. I work from home, by the way, and I rarely have social events, so I don't see how relevant it is for me. So that's why I really don't want to get to cousin at first. But looking at my old planner, I was checking my planner this year and see, what works for me and what does not work for me. I realized that what I'm lacking in my old planner is the time schedule. So sometimes when I have tasks for the day, I just put like the task, but there's no time schedule, so I don't know exactly when to accomplish them. And I'm gonna be honest, sometimes it led to procrastination. And if I don't accomplish the task on that day, I would have to migrate it on the next day or on the next week. So that's why task gets overwhelming, because I don't accomplish them on time. So I'm thinking maybe the weeklies, right, the 24-hour time schedule will work for me. The timeline or this system will probably boost my productivity. That's what I'm thinking. So that's why I thought maybe the weekly section could work for me. Another thing, as I said earlier, is the daily pages. So it comes with daily pages for the entire year. And as much as I love writing, I don't like forcing myself to write just for the sake that I need to fill the empty pages. Because, to be honest, I think we all feel stressed if we don't feel the pages or if we see empty pages and we feel the urge to fill them up. I'm not sure about you guys, but for me, I feel that way. That's why keeping a plain journal works for me better because, again, there's no pressure, right? I love writing, but I don't want the pressure. So that's another thing I need to consider. So I think those two are sort of like a deal breaker for me. But yeah, I also thought that the dailies could be a good way maybe to motivate myself more to write, but hopefully not in a forced way. So let's see how this will work for me. Another thing that I need to consider before buying the cousin is whether it was worth my money. I have to be honest, this is definitely the most expensive journal I ever own, and I'm kind of practical. I feel like I could buy many journals for the price of cousin, and I feel a little bit guilty spending this much money to buy a journal. So that's definitely another thing you need to consider before buying Hobonichi, especially the cousin. I actually consider um I actually consider the Kinbo. I think they have also a little bit similar to Hobonichi Techo cousin. They also have that version in A5, so you might want to check them as well. And if you think that it's not within your budget, that's totally fine. You don't need to buy cousin if you don't feel like it. If you are from the Philippines, there are actually many good planners or brands out there, like especially local ones. I have followed many of them, and you should definitely give them a try, and again, you can actually get the Kinbor if you really want a daily. So Kinbor also offer that, almost similar to Hobonichi. I might consider again Kinbor in 2025 just to see the differences between the two of them. So yeah, that's another thing that we need to consider. The only consolation I have that I tell myself so I don't feel guilty as much is that at least I didn't have to buy two journals in a year, right? And I don't need to buy a separate planner because it's all in one book. So somehow I would tell myself that it's worth the price. Okay, those are the cons that I need to consider. Now, let's talk about the pros or what I like about the cousin. First of all, I really like the idea that I have both the planner and the journal in the same book. I think it's very convenient to have them both at the same time or at this in the same book. Although I do think or it felt weird because I'm so used to having a separate planner from my journal, because at least I can focus on just planning and then I can just focus on journaling. But this idea of having almost everything in this same book was really appealing to me. So for example, in this cousin, I will also use this for gratitude logging. So if you remember last time, I have a different journal for gratitude specifically, but I'm thinking of incorporating it into the cousin, because what I've realized as well was I wasn't very consistent in my gratitude journal because they are a separate journal, right? And sometimes I have to pull them out. I have to pull out another journal just to write one thing, and so sometimes I would skip it, or I think to do it maybe weekly, because if I do it like every day, it's a lot of energy to pull it out, and I have other things to do. So I think it's not working well for me. Or sometimes I would say, oh, I'll write it in like a monthly journal, like sorry, monthly gratitude, like then 10 things I'm grateful for the month. And it works sometimes, but again, it's I don't like how I might miss out other things I'm grateful for because I would wait for the whole month to finish before putting things I'm grateful for. So that's why I'm thinking of incorporating it into my cousin, in specifically in the weekly section. I'll show you later, guys, what I meant by that. Okay. Secondly, I like how the cousin have everything. I mean, it has everything I have from my previous planner, and even better. For example, in my previous planner, I got the monthly, the weeklies, and most especially the trackers. So I love how these, what do you call this, these parts or these functions are already in cousin. So I knew that there is a big chance that this planner might work for me, and so that's why I really felt like this could work for me. Okay, the third thing I like about cousin is the possibilities of this book. You could explore, I think, based from what I have seen on YouTube, people explaining how they use their cousin. I think there are so much possibilities on how to use it, and I'm so excited to explore that possibilities. There are so many ways that you can use the pages. I saw a video, like, I think it's 60 plus ways how to use your cousin, and I was in awe because I didn't know that there's so much ways that you could use the pages. So that's why I'm kind of excited to use it as well because of that. I have seen people from Instagram and YouTube video who would share their experiences and their ways of using it. And I think it was really interesting because initially I thought that there's only one way to use it, but I found out that there are many, many ways that you could use it. And I'm so excited of that. So, yeah, in addition to that, the good thing about the cousin is that it is so flexible. So, for example, the daily sections, right? So, I was worried that I might not feel the pages. I mean, I cannot do daily journaling all the time or consistently. But because it is so flexible, I can use it in other ways, like practice littering, which is one of my goals next year, or practice my calligraphy. And I heard that it's really the pages to Tomoe River page. Did I say it right? But yeah, I heard that it's really good at holding ink, or it's popular for being resistant to blood through. So I'm considering that I'll do it if ever that I run out of things that I want to talk about in the daily section. And yeah, I saw many people use them however they wanted, maybe like a collage or something. So I'll put that in my mind in the future. And lastly, the reason I decided to finally give in to cousin is I really wanted to satisfy my curiosity about this book. And yeah, it's been few months, and I really wanted to see for myself how this book will work for me. And again, I initially planned to get the Kinbo, but after so much consideration and then the fact that this journal or this brand is from Japan, I love Japan. It is my dream country. I decided to give in. Okay, it's not an important reason. It's not an important factor. But those top three earlier are really my deciding factors. So in the end, the Hobonichi cousin won the game, and now we're finally here. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so I think one piece of advice, if you are new to the planner community, I am not. I'm not an expert. I wouldn't call myself an expert because I'm also still exploring. But based on my experience, what I would suggest you, if it's your first time, is to really think about what you need. Yes, it is very helpful to get some insights and ideas from other people, and they're actually very helpful because I found people on Instagram and YouTube that really helped me to come up with the decision on how to use my cousin. But at the end of the day, I think you really need to focus on what your needs and wants, and they really matters the most. I think at the end of the day, those are the deciding factors for you. So yeah, I'm also very new at this. I'm very excited to explore and find what planners will work for me and will, I don't know, will boost my productivity, I think. And I'm really excited in the future to share my my thoughts and ideas how to use this. Well, yeah, I think those are it. Oh, okay, yeah. Another thing that I did is I look at my current planner. So I look at it, I did some reflection, I look at what works for me, and I felt like there's not, and I felt like actually my system and how I want to use them is almost similar. I mean, the system is almost similar to my planner this year, and I think the key differences with just cousin is the layout. So I think I would suggest you start looking. If you have a planner right now, I suggest you look at it, what works for you and what not, and decide which of them, what planner in the future you'll get based on that reflection, I think. So yeah, I think that's it. Anyway, I realized that this video is a little bit lengthy, so I'm just gonna cut this video and then I'll post a second one which features a flip through of my final setup for 2024 of my cousin, and I will discuss more in detail how I will use them. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.